Hi everyone, my name is Carole Holohann and I'm the Director of the MPhil in Modern Irish History, so I'm going to talk you through the programme for a couple of minutes. I'm going to start by just talking about modern Irish history at Trinity. So we have quite a wide range of expertise in the department. So we have people working on the history of everyday life, on the history of violence and commemoration, people working on Ireland and Empire, poverty and institutions, and we've expertise that go from the 16th century all the way up until the 20th. At Trinity we also have a really wonderful library. We have a copyright library, and we have archives in Trinity, and then we are in a really great location for access to other archives. So you can walk to the National Archives of Ireland, the National Library of Ireland, the Royal Irish Academy, Dublin City Archives. And during COVID, with this period of restrictions, students have been able to avail of online archives. So Irish history has been well served in the last few years by new developments in that area. So material from the military archives, from newspapers, oral histories that you can find on the Digital Repository of Ireland website. And what we would hope then, if you decide to come to Trinity, is that this combination of staff expertise with this access to all these different resources, libraries and archives, that at the end of the programme you will have really expert research skills and skills of critical analysis, and that you'll be able to take them with you anywhere you go, whether it's into the private sector, the public sector, or if you later on decide to pursue a PhD, this is a really good first step. So the programme structure: in the first term you have a module called Reading Ireland, which is about historiography. In the second semester you have one called Research Design, which is really about helping you develop your own research project for your dissertation. Then you have a number of special subjects that you take across the year, and then there are weekly seminars for you to go to, research seminars where people present on their research, and then finally the dissertation itself, which is a core part of the programme. So I'll just talk you through these. In Reading Ireland, we talk about the writing of Irish history and what has influenced it over time. So why and how has it changed? What shapes the writing of history? And what are the different approaches and frameworks that people use, so that you can figure out what kind of history you're most interested in? And then importantly, of course, what is all the work that we still have left to do? The research design module then in the second semester is to try and support you it's designed to try and support you develop your feasible research project, so your dissertation, to find what literatures and what historiography is most important for you. What kind of frameworks do you want to use? So what's at the centre of your study? Is gender at the centre? Is class at the centre? Are you interested in revolutionary groups? And as you grapple with finding your own way for your research, we put you into groups so that you can work together, so it's not too lonely a process, and then you have a group advisor who can deal with your questions and queries. Throughout the term you do a number of different special subjects, and these are what was available last year, so there can be some change, but most of them will be available next year. So one of the ones that is very popular with students of modern Irish history is Brian Hanley's course, A World on Fire, Ireland's Global Revolution. And the period, of course, of the Irish Revolution is one of global revolution and counter-revolution. You have women, workers, colonised peoples all trying to change the status quo. And so this course puts the Irish Revolution in that context. And this reflects the transnational turn in Irish history, whereby people have become increasingly interested in the movement of people and ideas between places, rather than just being focused on nations or states. Another special subject that most modern Irish students took this year is the rise, fall and recovery of the Irish Big House. That's taught by Patrick Walsh. And this course puts the Big House at the centre, so it uses it as a lens to try and think about Irish society and class and Irish culture and identity, and how that has changed over 3 centuries. The other options that were available this year, so you can take special subjects that belong to other MPhil programmes. A course on Irish institutions, one on imperial worlds, a 17th century course on war and society, human rights, consuming history, a public history course. So there's quite a wide variety of things that you can pursue. Every week then there's a postgraduate research seminar. So the Contemporary Irish History Seminar takes place on the top floor of this building here. This is the Long Room Hub, which is the research institute for the arts and humanities at Trinity. And that takes place every Wednesday, where people come and present on their research. But there's also a number of other research seminars. There's one for early modern history, one for environmental, international and medieval, and you're entirely welcome to go to those seminars. There's a really active research culture in the department, but also obviously in the college as a whole. So there's a huge amount of events where people are presenting on research that you can go to. And lastly then, the dissertation. So you're assigned a supervisor towards the end of the first term, and you work with them then on your original research project. And I've put this image here. I think it kind of symbolises the wide variety of topics that people have pursued over the years in this MPhil. So this is a picture of a young woman in the foreground on O'Connell Street, or actually on Purnell Street. So just very close to Trinity, at the bottom of O'Connell Street, you have this statue of Charles Stewart Parnell in the background. The year is 1969. It's the first year, often seen as the first year of the Troubles. And as I said, the picture I think symbolises within it all the different things that you can pursue. So depending on what your own interests are for your dissertation. This is at the beginning of second wave feminism. There's an older man behind the woman sitting on the same bench. Maybe you're interested in the history of old age, or using age as a category of analysis. Or maybe you're interested in the Irish Parliamentary Party and in different forms of nationalism. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. My email address is at the bottom of the screen, and do feel free to come and join us and study the MPhil in Modern Irish History at Trinity. Thanks.